Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another tournament stream. Today I'm joined by Fujit again.
Hello, it's me again.
Happy to have you. We had so
No,
much
happy
fun
to be
last
here.
week. We had to do this again.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to quickly grab the screen schedule. I always have this at the ready, and every time that I want to read it, I'm in a different screen. So tonight we have What Wants Helper, who is following Win, and then we have Every Good Name is Taken, who is starting off with Reiti versus WW, and then following EG versus Kraken, and we are following Phoenix versus Tercios Españoles, and then switching over to Legion versus Imor, and we will be streaming the third place match today. And of course we have Rib for Raid, who is starting off with Veil versus Mir, and then following Raid throughout the bracket. So those are the streams if you want to find them and the matchups that you want to see. Let's see.
Absolutely.
So are you looking forward to tonight, Fujit? Fujit? Are you there? I think we lost Fujit. Anyhow, in 8 minutes the matches will start, so in about 3 minutes we will get the room. Hopefully by then Fujit will be back. We are currently in the tournament bracket thing. Now there is some excitement going on because these probably the third matchup that we have, well not we, but like the matches that are there, is Mercy versus Souls, and they're of course fighting for a place in the top 8. However, unless Mercy beats Souls and then comes first tonight, it unfortunately isn't going to affect the Cups enough to let them overtake Souls in the top 8 scoreboard. And we will basically just have to wait and see what they do, because if they have a similar situation on Sunday and then they do really well and Souls does really bad, then they have a chance, but it will be very, very tricky for them. Fujit, are you there? Just messaging him now. Maybe he muted his microphone, I don't know. Fujit. He'll be back, I'm certain. Maybe he just muted himself a little bit to start his own stream. Could be. But hopefully he'll be back soon. So in 2 minutes thereabouts the room will be up. He's having some Discord issues. So that's not good. Discord has been derping around a lot lately. And there has been issues in matches as well. So hopefully Discord fixes that as well. He is going to restart his Discord.
Stupid Discord.
Now I can hear you again.
Oh, thank God. That's it. I had to restart it. Oh, silly Discord. Unbelievable.
I was just
suddenly muted everything. And I was like, what? Where's everybody gone?
That's not good.
No, but thankfully it's back.
Yes, I was just talking about how it's also been affecting teams. Discord has been a little bit derpy lately, and it has been causing issues for the teams as well.
It's been a bit strange. Don't normally have problems with Discord, but as you say, recently it's been a bit temperamental, let's say.
Yes, that's a good word for it.
Where it's been
old now.
I did hear some of what you had to say. Then Discord said, "No, had enough. No, you're not going to be able to hear anymore." So, but it's back, thankfully.
Exactly. I just also explained a little bit about the cup situation for Souls and Mercy. That basically, unless Mercy beats Souls, comes first to this tonight, and then does a similar trick on Sunday, then they basically have no chance of making the top 8 instead of Souls.
Well, no, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, but, yesterday was interesting. I mean, Vale, bless them, got into today, but I think their chances have gone to getting into the top 8 now.
They're too far away.
Yeah, I think they are. And as you said, I mean, okay, Mercy are there, but in fairness, the other teams are still playing pretty well. So, and I don't think they've got enough. They will have enough to catch Souls, unless, of course, something massively happens tonight to Souls, and then they collapse next week.
Yeah.
So.
But the beauty of it is tonight, I mean, both of the teams, as in Mercy and Souls, will gain at least 4 K-Cups tonight.
Yes.
Because they are meeting in the top 16. So yeah, really weird things have to happen. Room is up, by the way.
So it is, let's jump in.
So really weird things have to happen for them. Even if they're meeting, they're in the top 8, so that's even more cups for them. And I believe the first place gets like 5k cups, so there is like a tiny chance. But I mean, if they beat Souls, chances are the next up there are against EG.
Yes, which is a tough team to beat. I mean,
just a tad.
Very tough team. Just a tad, yes.
I mean, we haven't been seeing them, but that's basically because Every has been hogging them for every stream of his. But they are a fantastic team. And
they are.
They went to the offline last year for a reason, of course.
People forget this when they see when they see them playing every now and then. They forget that they did go to the offlines last year, and rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen tonight and on Sunday, because after Sunday we know the definite standings of everything. But I think the top 8 as we have it is pretty solid and won't change much.
Absolutely. I mean, although, just to throw in a penny's worth, I was streaming the other day and we ended up with Legion in the end. And boy, they were looking red hot on Sunday. Absolutely red hot. They just couldn't put a foot wrong. It was fantastic to watch. And when they're playing like that, it's really difficult to turn them over.
That is why I absolutely love Legion. They have that synchronization in the team. That little extra oomph that you need in order to go from winners to champions, in my opinion.
Exactly. I mean, it's like I said, at this stage of the tournament, they're pretty secure in getting into the top 8. Yet, boy, did we see some amazing gameplay and map awareness and domination on Sunday from them. And it was just fantastic to watch. And as I said on the stream then, if they carry on playing like that, they are going to be absolutely impossible to turn over.
Exactly. If you already think that none of the teams that are getting into the finals for these stages will take it that seriously, just imagine what's going to come when they bring their own game.
Absolutely, and this is what I'm looking forward to. I mean, like you say, when you're seeing them playing that well at this stage of this tournament, imagine what they're going to be like at the next stage of the tournament, which is the Pro Tour.
It's going to be fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. But on a different note, because we've still got a minute to go, Legion did blip yesterday to those plucky Finns.
Yeah, but it's win.
Exactly, they're brilliant. What can you say?
I mean, that doesn't need any other explanation. It's win. They pull magic out of their asses and do really weird things, and it works.
It does. But this is going to be an interesting one. Tesha against Phoenix on Middleburg. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
2 interesting plans.
Interesting lineup on especially Tercios Españoles' side as well. Because with one Vickers, 2 Mice, an IS4, AMX 50B, T57 Heavy, and an E4, I would definitely expect him to stay and go City.
You would have thought so, especially with Mesorik taking an E4. That's an interesting call. Exactly. E4 over an E3? Okay.
That would not be my choice, but when it comes to peeking around buildings, it can be more effective than E3. But now he's an E50M, so that's quite a tank. And the Vickers has changed to a T22 medium. And they're going to go up against 1 Mouse, 4 E5s, an IS4 and a Vickers. But
They
it's
must have
interesting
heard
because I
us.
thought they would have like a primary heavy lineup, and that was mostly to go city, but to have at
Mhm.
least a light spawn in the medium spawn to avoid heavies spawning in up north.
But still with 2 mice and an AMX.
They can't really go
They've
heal
still
with
got the
this.
AMX. Not really.
Whereas the E5s can literally run around them in circles. So let's see what they're gonna do. I do actually don't like this map. This is...
Oh, it's, yeah.
Yeah. I like the old version better.
So do I.
The heals were more interesting, it just were all worked better. And we have the Vickers overlooking the red spawns where the E5s are pushing up. But as expected, Tertios is just completely down below with just the mats holding to see if anyone is pushing into the city. And decapping, of course, base B.
Yeah, that was a good shot into the mouse there of Dominic Juro. I don't think he
Yeah.
expected it either.
And he's going to meet all those juicy heavies here. The 2 mice basically there to absorb shots. Then we have the Clippers coming up behind them.
Oh, Dominic is really getting pummeled a bit there.
And Zvega as well, but Zvega is being way too forward. You have a mouse with you. Why are you going in front of the mouse? I don't get that. But now they're capping base B, so they will have a bigger advantage. But Yupnel is also in a very tricky position now, with the Vickers on top.
Straight off the bat, to be fair, by Tertia.
The weird thing here is that they have to take the city, which is not
Zanny.
necessarily easy. But at the same time, they already have a gun advantage.
They
and
do.
the city positioning is not good, which you can see with all the HP that they're losing.
I mean, they've got the advantage now. They just need to sit back and wait for Phoenix to push, to be fair.
Which is not what they're doing.
No.
And now we have the E5s coming up in the middle. Supported
Pushing
by the
straight
Vickers
onto
at the back.
TK.
Which makes sense, but in this case we have the mouse actually pulling back rather than supporting their IS4. So I'm not sure why they're not focusing TK. Because they could have had them. But there goes Masodic. Base A is being capped. This is definitely not looking good for Tertios.
Doesn't look that way. I mean, Patrick's managed to hold in there. I mean... And then...
And there's the first gun from Phoenix gone.
But Patrick lasted a long time there.
Yeah, just because Tertios wasn't pushing him either.
No, they were just ignoring him.
I mean, the myth is going to be mythology himself now, because he's
Absolutely.
No chance.
Jupnal's going to go down. They're going to focus Jupnal first, I would have thought.
Yeah, of course, but look at the difference in guns. They have no chance.
I know. It was a bold move by Tertios to push in so aggressively and really not capitalize on it.
I think that the main difference was that their lighter heavies pushed in front of the mouse because of their speed, and that basically rendered the mice useless.
It's an interesting one. I mean, I thought they may have carried on pushing on to the mouse there of Dominic Jura, but they just didn't.
Yeah.
And it really allowed Phoenix to sort of consolidate and think of a plan of action.
Exactly, and it worked beautifully. But this is always the thing. I prefer to go hill on Middleburg because it's easier to keep the hill than to take it. And it's easier to take the city than to keep it. And this was primary example of that.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it was. I hate to say it was a bad move, but I just think that their push round the corner just sort of petered out a bit quickly.
Exactly. And now we do see some changes. The mice are disappearing on Tertios' side. E5s are being taken out.
Strange that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the mouse a double mouse on this map is nice, but it does have limitations, and the limitations have just been shown there. Leave them to the end, just like Phoenix did, and then deal with them later. Can't really wipe everything else out, which is exactly what Phoenix did.
Exactly. Interesting now for Phoenix though, they're leaving all E5s behind and going full IS4 basically. I think it's now their turn to take and keep the city. I think they have the better tanks for it than Tertius had. But I'm...
Tertius is still going with the AMX-50B though, on its own.
One Clipper on its own is always a risk in my opinion. It's not necessarily bad, it can work. But you can't destroy a tank on your own.
No.
But here we go, let's see, second match in the best of 3. Potential match point for Phoenix. It still feels so weird to say that name, by the way.
Yeah, so I want to say Phoenix, but...
This is actually, if you replace the one with an I, it's the Dutch spelling of Phoenix.
Oh, well,
but you say it the exact same way, you say Phoenix.
Ah. Oh, that was
blind
a big
shot.
Blind shot!
I mean, it didn't pen, but that was fun.
It could have. It managed to get through all of them.
Interesting that they're taking all those IS4s and the mouse into the hills, though. Tricky
what
part with
awareness
that.
there.
Tertius can very easily grab a whole advantage here. But they're now just going to see who's there, and they're going to run into a whole lot of IS4s if they don't spot them before. But they're not stupid. They also notice that base A isn't being capped.
Although Zanny probably just heard you, and I think he's on his way there now.
Yeah, but it's too late to
Absolutely.
not to make it appear like there's a heavy there. It's a clever move by Phoenix, have to give them that. They're now being spotted. Messelrick probably lining them up there.
Looks that way.
And when you know where 2 IS4s are, you can guess where the rest is.
Absolutely. And they are coming in en masse.
Yeah, with Zanny not going for base B, they actually don't have the advantage. Where we have Tertius now being careful, but they know where most of Phoenix is now, so I think either they're going to grab base B or they're going to come back up. Yeah, they're going into the city now.
Yeah, Messelrick in the T-22 is going to go down there and grab that B, especially Messelrick.
Exactly, he can run around. They need that advantage back, or they need to keep it at least.
But now comes Dominic Juro pushing in the mouse. And he's got support from the IS-4s going with him.
And getting tracked on top of the hill. This is something that I've always found a big mistake. Don't focus on the mouse first. Destroy everything else first. You will bounce so many shots. But HP wise, I mean, Phoenix still has an advantage, but they've lost more. Okay, never mind, not anymore.
No, not anymore.
And now they're just caught in the open. This is very clever gameplay by Phoenix, and honestly, Tertius should have expected this.
Well, you would have thought so, with them not being... Oh, there goes Patrick. But there goes Jugnal.
TK not looking too healthy either. Base C is now being taken, but now they've taken out Zanny.
Oh, yeah, he's gone down as well. Flieger's gone down as well. Now they're going to push on Moria.
Myth has a full clip.
There he goes.
But he is a very juicy tank. And they have to make every shot work now.
Look at the points that Phoenix have got.
I don't understand why the Tertius light and medium didn't push behind.
Oh, there goes the AMX.
Yeah, wasn't needed.
They need to push on Dudson, but they took a bit too long there.
Basically, they picked up over the over the middle rather than getting behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is definitely a game for Phoenix, but it was closer than the last one. I have to give them that.
Absolutely. But well played by Phoenix. I mean,
Yeah.
good nerves to stay the course there.
Again, it was really good move by Phoenix. Very well played.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, from there, you would have thought, as you said, well, they've taken too long to rotate into that cap. Therefore, the areas can only be up north on the hill. So, Teshios, all they need to do is just hold the line and wait. And then Phoenix did the push.
Yeah.
And they didn't seem like they were going to be in trouble with their push, to be fair.
No, exactly. And I think that if Teshios had held, rather than and if the lights had actually come up, well, the Vickers and the T-22 had come up behind them rather than peeking out into the line of fire, it could have gone very differently. But they didn't take out Dudson. They couldn't get to safety, and they lost way too much HP because of that.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier that not focusing the mouse. I saw a similar strat earlier today with ID and Feast on the Asian server, where ID on on Mayan Ruins, put the two mouses literally on the front line with the E5s just behind. And when I say just behind, I mean, you know, a couple of tanks behind, forcing Feast to engage the mouses. They had no choice but to engage that mouse, both of them, which allowed ID to just come round and pick off Feast, and they beat them 7-0. And it wasn't because Feast played badly. You could see in the players' eyes, well, who do we focus?
They had no choice then. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's similar to what Phoenix just did there. They pushed the mouse onto the front line.
Yeah.
And Teshios said, well, what do? We could only focus the mouse at this stage.
And that's the thing. That is what I fully expected Tertius to do the first match.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But that was still it were fun games. But I think Tertius has to a lot to learn. That sounds really harsh. I don't mean it like that, but more like they need to think about the specific rules for specific tanks. Because
Absolutely.
This is the first one they went wrong with the mice, basically they're super heavies, and the second one they went wrong with the fast tanks.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, as you say, I mean, even with the mouse of Phoenix pushing over the top there with the IS-4s coming in behind, it still wasn't game over for Teshios there. They had their two mediums that could have come in around the back rather than capping. By this stage, capping really made no difference to them. It didn't slow down the points that were being accumulated because you've got two guns out of the game, allowing Phoenix to pick their targets and wipe you out. So I think you're right that the mediums and the lights should have rotated in to the fray of the battle a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Tried to keep the heavies alive a lot longer. And because, as you say, as you saw there, I mean, Dudson in the IS-4 was a one-shot for quite a long time there. And the T-22 could have come round and could have smacked him. That is a big gun not aiming at an AMX.
Exactly.
Basically.
That was also why you saw the AMX push. And I understand that he had to go that way. He had no other choice. But because he had to engage Dutchton, he just couldn't get to safety.
Absolutely. And, well, at the end of the day, I mean, it's well played by Phoenix. You can't take anything away from them. Both games well played.
Let's have a quick look. When do we start? On 32. So room invite will be up in about, I can't brain, 13 minutes. Shall we play a replay?
Yeah. Why not? Which one are we going to go for?
Let's do the one from Afzalbe in the T-62A.
One minute. Which one? Sorry.
Afzalbe. Afzalbe.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay. Yeah, got the one.
Because I kind of promised to show this one and the replay from his friend today, but it has everything to do with. I wanted to show this specifically because it is worth noting that this is his first ever Tier 10 ace.
Oh, Fantastic. So I've stopped it on just on the countdown at battle, just after 1. So
Yeah, almost there. It took a bit though. There we go. Okay, I'm at battle as well.
So let's go in 3, 2, 1. Press.
There we go.
I must admit, I do like this map, Yukon. It's been a tricky tournament map. I've seen it on Asia, and they've come unstuck a few times. But it's a nice map.
I still need to see it in tournaments. I've not seen it yet. Oh wow, he's a bit rude in the beginning. Well, to be fair, the guy is called Educated Idiot, so you're not actually sure if he's cussing or if he's just naming.
That's a good point.
I feel that this map has so many death trap maps, points.
Oh,
This
it does.
is one of them.
Most definitely. It is, absolutely.
Backchat, go away. Don't be so rude. I'm always like, I will show any replay, but I will basically name and shame you if you're being rude.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, pushing. And now he's not pushing along. Do you see that?
Yeah.
In this case, he's actually using the HP from the 2 tanks he's with.
And there goes the Leo, one of his tanks.
And yeah, E1 has been taken out. T22 there is playing really well.
Mm-hmm.
Using the corpse like that is always a very good thing. There was an ambulance driving by just now. Maybe he's coming for the T22.
Looks that way.
I live at a very busy road, so we have traffic like this coming by. Ooh! Oh, that was a very filled dirt by the 268 there.
That was.
He got lucky.
ST1 shouldn't do that with no gun depression.
That is like brilliant. Just a word of advice, if you are engaging a 268, which is like one of the biggest guns, and he's facing you, just switch to Pramo straight away. Don't bother using regular ammo. Just make sure every shot pens, because he will pen you.
Absolutely.
And there we go. This STI is a little bit special.
Yeah,
Just a
you're
little
not
bit.
going to be able to use your gun depression of 0 degrees.
Poor guy. Yeah, that was shot outside of sniper mode. That is why that bounced. There we go. It's a pretty smooth game.
Absolutely. I mean, oh, shot the Sheridan. Seems it didn't take him long to get to 4,600, to be fair.
No, it didn't. Sharon's almost gone. We know I was just gonna say, we know he drove through base B, but where did he go?
Oh, good kill at the end, though.
Let's see. There we go, yeah. Overall, nice game, but he has to be a bit more polite.
Absolutely. But 5,450 there. That's nicely done.
Yeah,
5 kills. Yeah. Good game in the T62.
good solid ace.
Interesting that the T22 educated idiot. Love that name.
I mean,
Love that name.
you know he has to bypass the word filter there with an L rather than an I, but it is funny.
Absolutely. Did some good damage in the end, 2,500, considering he came top in his team. So not too bad at all. Well, so congratulations on your first ace in tier 10.
Yeah. Hope he's watching, actually.
Well.
Shall we show his friends replay Jedi Knight?
Jedi Knight, okay.
Just have to wait a little bit for my laptop to like me enough to actually open the replay. Basically, when I'm streaming, I have to be very patient with my laptop. It will do everything I ask, I just need to be patient. In the meantime, we have Epic Potence from BPS that just joined the chat. And he said it's his birthday today, so happy birthday!
Happy birthday indeed!
And let's see, I am now at battle.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, press! There we go.
This is one of the few legendary camouflages I do not like.
You said that, yeah. I do like the tank. I love the tank.
I absolutely adore the tank. I'm not probably taught this like a million times, but yeah. When I first got my press account, the first thing that I did was test out all the high tier mediums, because at the time I didn't have a single high tier medium aside from the Type 58-9. So I was driving this and I aced it with 6.7k damage on the very first game I ever drove in it. My third game ever in the tier 10 medium. And I was like, yeah, I want that. And it just 3 XP the whole line.
It's a beautiful tank, to be fair. It's an absolute dream. If you know how to play it, it's a dream tank.
Yes, absolutely love it. That Leo is going very YOLO.
Yeah, that's not how you play a Leo. But
No, not quite, no.
Not when you've got Jaegeroos, T-54s, Object 140s and everything else around you. It's
minor details.
Maybe he thought that the armor would save him.
He's a little bit too impatient with the Jaeger here, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a big snapshot from the Jaeger, though. I don't think he needed to do that.
No, he was still moving and turning too much for that to work.
Mm-hmm. This is why I love the S.
Was just going to say that.
Gun depression is beautiful, man.
Absolutely. Beautiful. That is... It's a perfect ridgeliner, and that's why it fits my playstyle so much. It's just a beauty.
Yeah. I mean, I remember first playing this and thinking, oh, this is a tank you really can fall in love with.
Yes. Did you know, by the way, that I actually have an STB model?
Oh, really?
It's officially a Type 64, I believe it's called. Or I'm not entirely certain. But Skate built it for me, and he modified it so that it would become a STB instead.
Okay, very nice.
It's fantastic. It's literally the only model that I've ever really wanted. I have another model that a friend built me, so that's absolutely precious because he built it for me, and it's of the Jagdpanther. But just the STB, it is such a sexy tank.
Oh, it is. It is. It's a fantastic tank. And I'm always surprised when I don't see many people driving them, because if you really like your mediums and you want to play them while at tier 10, then this is a beautiful tank to play.
It is a difficult tank to play, though, the STB.
Yeah.
It takes some getting used to. You have to get used to using that turret armor, using that gun depression.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's now facing off against a mouse and a T-54. So he actually has to pull back, because even his gun depression doesn't make this work right now.
No. And I find it slightly easier to play than the Leo, but it has the same, to an extent, disadvantages as the Leo.
Yeah.
With regard to its armor. Apart from the turret, I mean, the turret is fantastic in the right place.
Exactly, but in his position like he is now, versus these guys, he's actually in a bit of trouble.
He is, yes. Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, too snapshotty.
Mm-hmm. Better.
There we go. And the mouse seems to be a bit of a potato, so he should be able to do this.
Ooh.
I understand that he's not really taking the time for this, but now he kind of should take the time to make the shot. Which he didn't.
No. Yes. If you're going to take on a mouse, get close. But don't let it do that.
Exactly. Oof.
Lucky. Oh.
The mouse really is a bit of a potato, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in this case he's bounced quite a few shots, mostly because he's out of sniper mode, which doesn't help your aim. And when you hug someone that close and you're both moving, you're just more likely to bounce.
Yeah. Like that.
Exactly. For me, this would be the case. I would definitely be like either getting my distance, or I would at least sniper mode to make sure that I pan every shot, because he has the HP to make it work.
Absolutely.
Like now we're getting in a similar situation as before. He should move now. He should not stay there, because he's just so much more likely to bounce. This pen though.
Yeah, the mouse could have reversed here and hugged the wall and it would have been a problem, but...
Yeah.
Oh well.
And did very well. Did the waffle seriously advise him to shoot HE at the mouse?
Yeah. No, I would have understood it if he was advising the mouse to shoot HE at the STB.
Yeah, but it is...
But not the other way round. You're not really going to get much against the mouse, bless it.
Exactly. If you have like a high caliber, then it's different. Like a Jaeger versus the mouse, you can HE him away. But not in a...
Not an STB.
But nice damage though, 7.1k damage, 1716 base XP.
Yes, indeed.
That is brilliant.
It really is a good game. Yeah, nice game indeed. So that was the friend. Ah, okay. Because they were tuning in that one, yes.
Exactly. Yes. That was why he showed the STB screenshot, and I was like, ooh, I want to see that. Mainly because STB love... Oh, perfect timing here.
That was, wasn't it? Legion against Immor.
Ooh, and on my favorite map.
Hopefully, Timko is not going to go out in a razor. That would have been interesting. Faust, yes. A great map for a free cam spectator.
I wonder if you would even load in, to be honest. Smash
no. Object 3's been having fun recently then.
Oh god. Can you just imagine the poor little seals?
Object 3, that's just mean. That's very mean.
It is.
Oh, dearie me.
I mean,
but I've been impressed with him all. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No. Say about Faust first.
It is a very tricky map to work the camera with, because if you try to go into the tunnels, it jumps you on top of the building instead. Absolutely. But I do absolutely love it.
Yeah, hopefully they're not going to be brawling around the sea or the decap.
Oh god. But I like that you can actually just, because you have the tunnels and the bridges, it's just such an unpredictable map.
Mm-hmm.
And with full bases as well.
Yeah, the full bases really, they can throw a few. When you get down to the lower orders in the QTs, it does throw a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm. But that is exactly why I love it.
Yeah, because you sit there thinking, what do I go for? Do I go for a down the map strat or up the map strat? It can throw some teams.
Yes.
But at this level, it's always interesting to see what they do.
Oh, absolutely.
Always. And I've been looking forward to this matchup, because I've been really impressed with Immor recently. They've really shown vast improvement from the spring season.
They're pulling it together. They really are.
Absolutely. I mean, I know Gaseo Jones is now in there. He's leading this, and I believe he's the caller as well. But you know, they've been doing some fantastic gameplay. Immor really have. But they've got a tough opponent.
Yeah,
Let's
just a
not,
bit.
let's not deny that. A very tough opponent.
In the meantime, we see Juicy is back, so he must be feeling better, so that's good.
I think he is. Yeah, he was a bit poorly last week, bless him.
Yeah. And I'm missing Eggy, but it's his birthday as well. So
Oh,
happy birthday to
Eggy.
Eggy. Lots of people are having their birthday today.
Absolutely.
But I think that's the reason why he's not here right now.
I'm not surprised.
But to be fair, in this day and age, you can't really celebrate your birthday. I'm streaming on my birthday.
Well, there is that. You can't really do much, can you, in COVID times? Less so if you're now in the UK where they're closing everything down again. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. The numbers are going through the roof, so they kind of have to respond. The thing is that when this first started, I read the perfect term "go-vidiot." Basically, someone that's not listening to the rules or thinking that they don't apply to them, and just basically going about their lives as normal. There are so many go-vidiots about right now. It's really annoying. Because that's why the rules have to be tightened again. Because people aren't listening. They aren't thinking. They're behaving as if this disease has been called into existence just to bully them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, when the relaxation over the summer period came, then people have gone a bit complacent again, bless them.
Yeah, and because of holidays, everyone's been everywhere. So that's also not helped.
Oh, no, not at all.
But yeah, with 30 seconds left to go, we see Legion getting ready in no less than 5 E5s. 1 IS4 and a T22 medium versus 4 E5s, 2 T22 mediums and an IS4. And now one of the E5s on Legion side has been changed to an Object 140. So that's going to be fun. Very similar lineups.
Very similar indeed.
I think the only difference is that Object 140 versus D22.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I wonder if they're going to employ the same strat.
I mean, they have to be laughing when they see these lineups. I think these guys will have met each other quite often as well. In trainings and everything. Let's see. Radicals heading into base C. The rest of Legion going up the ramp. The Mets going towards the middle. Starting to cap at exactly the same time, but Immort is doing it with multiple people.
Yeah.
And
Whoopsie, getting into a good position there.
Cheeky position.
It is.
But they kind of have to be careful. Whoops can't just go into base B as he probably wanted to. And now we have Legion pushing the heavies here, knowing that they're
they are, yes.
outgunned. Franklio getting himself, not the same, well, stuck in a position more like. Bits of crossfire happening.
Down, and there's a rotation of the mediums though.
They're
coming back round.
But so are Legion's mediums. They're now basically creating a pincer, and that's going to be very dangerous for Immor.
Indeed. NG running down here.
Together with
Jumping
Thomas.
into that. Yeah, what a great move there.
Ooh, that was an Amorak.
Yeah, I'd love to have shown you that, but the things shot me back up onto the roof. Sorry, guys.
Oh, but that was evil. And now we have Juicy being basically harassed along with Radicals, and the Lesser Region has to respond fast in order to make this not
Juicy goes down.
Radicals almost. And there he goes.
Oh, there he goes. Well, I think Timo's going to go down here. Timko, sorry.
Yeah, he is. There he goes. And now we have Artichoke. It's actually, it's not pronounced like that, but I can't read it any other way. He's being ignored in favor of Dunda, who is being now gunned down.
Whoops is in trouble. But they're focusing. They were focusing on SK, but they've turned on to Whoopsie now.
Now we have actually the E5's NG shooting Ramio from the other side.
Oh, there goes Gaseo. Zerd's going to come down and take Ramio. Maybe Vanessa K. No, NG gets him from the other side.
Whoopsie is still alive, if barely. He's going to die now.
Yeah.
But it is 1 gun versus 4.
Yeah, poor Chard isn't going to last much longer.
Yeah. And I should actually say Coke rather than Artichoke. this is the thing. Once I've read a name a certain way, it's very difficult for me to change that around in my head.
Oh, I'm the same. It's yeah, I'm exactly the same.
I think that the problem here was mainly that Emo hadn't expected them to push. And I can't
poor Flankio. And poor Flankio getting an ammo rack.
That doesn't help. But he was literally stuck in his position. He couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah. No. And it's an E5, and they do ammo rack easily, apparently.
So now, I believe the lineups are staying the same, at least on Immo's side. I don't see any changes in tanks. On the other side, though, we see 2 T22s now, a 215B, an IS-4, and 3 E5. So somewhat different.
And Elysium.
Yeah. Worth noting for those that haven't paid attention at all, Elysium used to be the team leader, and not even sure clan leader, I think, as well, from Vale.
Leader, yes. Yes.
And he actually left Vale now that Vale doesn't have a top 8 chance anymore, and he's trying his chances with Legion.
And we mentioned it at the start of the stream, and there he is.
Yeah.
It's always good when a plan comes together. and Zerd as well used to be leading R2K, which a lot of the Vale guys moved into.
Exactly. It is, to be fair, this is like a dream team. When you see all these players and you know their history, they've been in multiple teams, but they're fantastic together.
Yeah. And it's no surprise when you get guys like this and going into teams like Legion. It's no surprise.
And here we go. Second match of my beloved Faust. I do love that Radakos is also in the Christmas mood. Did you see that? He's sporting his winter avatar.
No, I haven't seen that yet. Has he got the avatar up, has he?
Yeah, no, with the snowflake, to be fair. So it could also be like a troll insult.
It could be.
I can see them do that. Juicy now going into cap. Emo capping just a little bit more early.
And already trading, trying to reset those caps.
Exactly, but Juicy not taking any chances. I think they're okay with Emo starting off with a tiny point advantage. Let's see. Whoopsie rotating around, going up. Probably going to perhaps spot Timko there.
Look at the way Legion have just lined up on the edge of the ramp.
Yeah.
It'd be tempting Immor to push round on them.
Yeah, I think they really want them to. Lots of lines of fire, no damage being done just yet.
Elysium out on his own here, trying to spot up the T-22s. He knows they're around there somewhere.
NG taking a little bit of damage there.
Unfortunately, side on him, being perma-tracked.
That's not really going to go well. Ooh, very clever done by Imo though. Every time he fixes himself, he gets tracked again, but now he's actually moving. But he's lost a lot of HP doing that, and that's going to be tricky when it comes to push time.
Yeah, but they're pushing now, the E5s, led by Thomas.
And on the other side, base A is being attacked. But let's see. This is a very cheeky move by Legion, though. They have to play this very carefully. Whoopsie losing a little bit of HP as well. Base A now being stolen. Or not. No, they're pushing straight on through. We're sort of getting like a double push. And Immo is effectively being pincered again.
But they've consolidated, unlike last time. They really have. And they've got Thomas, Juicy, and Legion. So Thomas, Juicy, and Zerd here that they're focused on. But they've got Engi, Gassio, and Elysium pushing over the other side.
Ooh, but Engi is almost gone. He's not going to make it.
Yeah. Giseo may take him here.
Yeah, he's definitely going.
And he does. That now swings it in favour of him or over this side.
That's another ammo rack!
It was another ammo rack.
Oh, poor Elysium. But that now it's happened to both sides, so they can't really say that there's like favourable RNG for one or the other.
So now Whoops is in serious trouble.
And there he goes.
There he goes.
A 4-gun disadvantage. That's not going to go well. Radical score out in the open on his own.
There he goes.
This was Legion being too aggressive and not aggressive enough at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff by him, although, this time.
Yeah, they held very well and they anticipated what Legion was going to do.
Zerd is about to go. There we go. Just leaving Juicy.
Yeah, he's going to fall down. If he can. And there he goes. He's camping the base now, but now...
Oh, he sits on him and I get pushed back up to... I just go down to throw that and I get pushed back up to the blooming roof.
Not gonna lie, that was fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Troll ending of a very funny game.
Yeah, Engi there, really. I mean, he was just getting perma-tracked. There was some great stuff by Immol.
Absolutely brilliantly done, yeah.
Yeah, and he lost, what, 2/3 of his hit points from that move. It wasn't his fault. So,
yeah.
You know, just really good fire from Immol there.
And
great stuff.
We're going to Yukon. My first time on this map in this tournament series.
There we go.
Going to be fun for a tiebreaker. Very interesting lineup by Immol with 1, 2, and 5B. But they're still changing things around, so calling it is not really useful yet. Let's see, we have 5E5, so Vic is in a 2 and 5B versus 2 T22 mediums, an IS4, 2 E5s, and 2 AMX 50Bs. That is going to be tricky, because...
That is...
Sorry, Vanessa and Thomas will have to make every shot count in order for this to work.
I mean, as we said earlier, I mean, putting 2 AMX 50Bs together is a nightmare for the opposition. That's a lot of DPM.
Only if they make it work, though, and that's the tricky part.
With Thomas and Vanessa Kate in those tanks, I think they may be able to just about. It can be a nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
But they've got to coordinate, as you say. If they don't coordinate, it can end in tears.
Exactly, and they're very juicy. That's always an issue with, especially these autoloaders. T57 Heavy isn't as effective, but it has a little bit more armor.
True. That's very true.
We have seen it a few rounds. But like I said, AMX is more effective overall. But this is going to be a very tricky game. And there we have Radical's a snowflake.
There we do, yes.
Let's see.
Now Immol favouring the hull down tanks.
Especially also with the sandbag consumables and everything.
Absolutely.
We have Juicy heading towards base C. The Mets heading towards base D. But I have a feeling Immol is like completely focusing on A and B. And that could be very tricky. Look at where the AMXs are going. Look at how forwards they're being. They need to not be there. Not like that. And this is what I meant. They're missing their shots.
Yep.
And that is a liability. Thomas is pulling back, so is Vanessa. Zerd is losing HP. Ramio in an excellent position there. Impossible to shoot him, but he's able to shoot.
However, Chard is very isolated here, and the T-22s are going to come round and really hurt him.
Yeah.
Good flanking maneuver there.
They have to make it work though, so Imo will be pushing the other side, or at least that's what I would expect, but they're actually like not doing that.
No.
But they are pushing those AMXs, and that's going to be very problematic.
Oh, Elands can do some damage here.
Oof, Thomas is almost gone. There goes Gassio. There goes Thomas. Vanessa driving in. Whoopsie going there to save him. He's on a drum reload. This is basically a massacre all around.
Absolutely.
It can go every which way, but...
Yeah, Dander's going to go. There he goes.
Oof, there we go.
But gotta finish off Vanessa Kate, guys.
They're really running around the building here. Vanessa Kate's still alive. This shouldn't be allowed to happen.
And causing a lot of damage.
Yeah. Got a whole new clip in, and now we only have Elon's left. And this is definitely Legion's game.
Yeah.
It looked to be going very differently, not gonna lie.
It certainly did. I mean, but Vanessa Kate there, 34 hit points, still managing to get shots in and take tanks out. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Leave an AMX 50B at your peril, guys.
That is the whole thing. That is why taking an autoloader can work for you. It can also really work against you. But in this case, I think Thomas made the right call pulling back when they saw where the enemy was. And they didn't do that much damage with their first shot, and after that had no shots. And basically then you just had to dance around the buildings, but it worked.
But the thing is, I hate to say what they were thinking, but I think Imor had a plan, and then when the two T-22s of Whoopsie and who was it? It was Whoopsie and Engi came round to flank round onto Chard.
Yeah.
Imor sort of changed their plan, because they sort of didn't push. They rotated back towards their spawn to go through the center.
That was their mistake. If they had pushed the other side, because they knew they had 3 of Legion guns. Were busy with 1 tank, so they had a massive gun advantage on the other side, but they didn't use it.
Yeah. That's why I think. I hate to say it's a mistake, but that's why I think it's all went wrong there for Imor, where you have tanks coming in to try and alleviate the pressure on Chard when he was dead. He's gone. You had 3 tanks on him, an IS-4 and 2 T-22s in an E5. He's not going to be there much longer. It's as simple as that. They should have just forgot about him and pushed, as you said, on the other tanks. They had the advantage. And, you see what happens when you sort of change strats a little bit. Exactly. But I don't know how much they practiced that map, to be honest with you. So
it's a very difficult map because it's so open and there's so many lines of fire everywhere. And
Absolutely.
I think that you were talking about pointing out mistakes. The thing is that matches like these, they're either won by a move being good or by some team making a mistake. And
Absolutely.
It's not like we're not saying Imo sucks. They definitely don't. They made it here. But for this specific game, that was turning point. So
and
that's why we're mentioning it.
I think you knocked it on the head there. This level matches are won or lost on a good move or a mistake. And I think we had both in that game. We had a good move with the T-22s coming around, flanking in, with Juicy and the IS-4 pushing onto the E5 of Chard, which then, instead of Imor continuing their push on the A-cap, where they had their tanks stacked up, they rotated back to try and help Chard. So we had a bit of a mistake, but also a good move by Legion at the same time.
Yeah.
And if you notice in the game, Legion kind of knew Imor were rotating away from the A-cap, and they started their push through the middle at the same time, which is why it ended up being a brawl there.
Yeah. It was
But
kind
you're
of
right,
funny
I
though
mean,
with the way that they were running around the building.
absolutely. It is. But you're right. I mean, we're not saying at this level that, Imor suck. They do not in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely not.
Um, okay, we're being sort of armchair generals here because we're seeing things at a different level to what they're seeing it. And we're not seeing it with the same pressure that they're under as well.
Exactly. But you can generally,
So,
I mean, you and I have been streaming tournaments for quite
mm,
a long time by now. I think, how long have you been doing it?
but this is my second year now.
Yeah, there you
So,
go. So you start looking at these games differently as well. You start seeing the moves, you start seeing what has to happen and how it has to happen. And yes, like you said, it's sort of like easy for us to say because we're literally seeing everything and they're seeing a specific scene. But
correct.
we, at this stage in tournament commentary, at some point you start seeing when there's a miscommunication in the team. And you see when a call has been made, and we can tell, up to a level of course, whether or not that's going to work. So seeing
Absolutely.
Imo push through the
Absolutely.
middle, we know that that's going to play to Legion's strengths rather than their weaknesses.
Exactly. And again, we can't discount the move made by Legion.
No, absolutely not.
Juicy in the IS4, Jard was focused on him. If you notice, Jard is side scraping off in going all down, facing off against the IS4, completely oblivious because they're not spotted until they come right round that corner to two T22s. By then, it's too late for him. Jard can
Exactly.
do nothing. He can't do anything in that situation. And that is the genius move of Legion. They didn't even bother to stop the T22s, if you notice. They just carried on going. And you've got two incredibly experienced, amazing players driving those tanks.
Which is considered an OP pay-to-win tank with reason.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're not trying to be harsh on Imor. It's a bit of both. It's a good move, and it's also a slight mistake.
Exactly.
But as I say, we don't know how often they've played that map, how much they've trained on that map, how many strats they have for that map. I've seen that map's come up a lot more on the Asian server, and good teams have failed on that map because they've just not had enough practice on it. That's all. But that was a great game by Legion.
Absolutely.
There. So we're into the next round now. Nice.
Let's see. I was actually going to look when that was. Oh, we're up against Win. Yay!
Absolutely.
Oh.
And just so everybody knows out there, Vale have just turned over Mercy.
Yeah, one team of Mercy. The other Mercy is up against Souls now.
They've turned over Zoo Park.
I think
which
that's
I believe is
their
Mercy's
second
first
team, I believe. Not sure.
Oh, is it their second team? I thought it was their first team.
I'm just going to have a look. Let's see. Zupak. That's definitely one of the 100 win rates accounts. And the other Mercy. No, you're absolutely right. It's also got a 100% account, but Vale won from their first team.
Yeah. So Zoo Park is Mercy's first team because I think the second team.
No win rate in Clan
No
Wars,
win rate
please.
Clan Wars, please, which is ironic.
Yeah, very, because they're abusing the whole seeding system. But hey.
Absolutely. But that's the team that's now got Libra and Gandalf of M8. So they've come into there, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's nice of Elysium. Word to the wise.
Well, he's still got to be happy that his team is doing well, even if he's not currently in that team.
Absolutely. But so we've got some good teams going through, and yes, Win.
Oh, I love Win.
Unbelievably.
Legion are my favorites. I think they will get the cup and everything. But Win is just so much fun. They're so pure. This sounds so weird. They're like sort of innocent in a way. They're like
No, I
going
know what you
into it
mean.
completely open and just like full of enthusiasm and everything. I love them.
But I was talking, I can't remember who I was talking to the other, I think it was Giseo Jones, actually. And he came out with, he summed up Win very quickly. And he said, they don't play anybody else's game. They only play their game.
Yes,
And nobody knows what their game is.
exactly. I mean, of course, like every top team, they have their salty people, and they're not always polite and everything. But when it comes to tournament, they're just a breath of fresh air.
Absolutely. I mean, I love watching Win. And we've said it many, many times. They have the ability to spoil everybody's party when they want to.
Yeah.
And we saw that yesterday. They spoiled Legion's party. They beat them in the final. And they're moving through the stages here again today. I mean, the next matchup, Legion against Win. Okay, Legion will be looking to probably get a bit of revenge from yesterday. But Win, being Win, they'll probably be sat again, we don't care. We're just going to play our game anyway. And that's exactly what they do. And that's why they're so interesting to watch.
Exactly. So we're just going to have great fun with that. Regardless of the outcome, regardless of what happens, these will be really fun matches.
Out of interest, is he in the team tonight? Oh, he is. And if Killer from the North is in a Vickers, then I'm not even going to bother trying to follow him around to tell you. He's unbelievable. He's all over the place. Bless him.
Oh, we're starting off on the Middleburg, so that's going to be interesting as well, because that map does allow for Vickers.
It does. But wow, that's going to be a great game. That's going to be a great game. It's about, 8 minutes?
Yeah, so no time for a replay. We only have like 3 minutes left before the room is up.
And then we got Souls against Mercy, second team. Vale against Raid. Endgame against Appa. So that'd be an interesting one.
I'm missing
Appa
Loka.
stonking forward.
Yeah, Loka was up against Raid.
Yeah, they went down to Raid. 2-1 though. So poor Vale, they still get Raid.
Yeah, they seem to always get Raid.
Absolutely.
But they beat Mercy, that's gonna feel good.
Yeah, that will feel good. Considering that Mercy's jumped above them in the stage. I think Mercy where are they now? 8th at the moment, I believe.
7th. Oh no, sorry.
No,
sorry, not Mercy. I'm confused with Appa.
Oh no, Mercy and 9th. Mercy
Yeah.
and 9th. So they did jump above Vale because Vale are down into 10th. So Vale feel a bit happier that they beat Mercy.
Yeah.
But they'll still feel aggrieved because, in fairness, they did have some horrendous group stages in various of the tours this time round.
That's everything to do with that stupid seeding system and the 100% win rate abuse.
Absolutely, and you know that went against some of the matchups that Vale had, unfortunately for them. But they can still be proud that they played some great stuff despite that disadvantage. That's the thing.
Exactly, and I think that if they hadn't missed that one second day tournament, then they probably would have reached top 8.
Absolutely. I mean, because they did miss that. They missed 2, didn't they, in the end?
Yeah, and that's just too much. You can afford to miss one.
That's too much. Yeah, you can afford to miss one, but not 2, and that's where they faltered, unfortunately for them. And it is a shame because they are a lovely bunch of people.
Yeah. I'm just going to have a quick look at the cups. I mean, Legion is leading it with 43.7k.
Yeah.
And then you have Souls in place 8 with 38.2. So basically, there's not going to be changing much about it.
No, I mean, I think Legion Endgame are. I mean, I'd have to ask World One's help, but I'm pretty sure Legion and Endgame have qualified for the Pro Series already, without even going into next week.
Yeah, I think they basically just need to show up and then they've got it.
Yeah.
Because I think with a 5 cup difference, the thing is that everyone else can get 5k cups, so to speak. So that's the only tricky thing. But even then, I believe Legion could literally set one out and still go.
Oh, they still qualify. Yeah, they still qualify. Maybe not top, but they still qualify.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Oh, room's up.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Win.
And hello, Jack.
Hello, Jack, as well, yes.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody from the north.
So many people from North.
I think that's great that they've all got the same names, realistically. From the north. That's brilliant.
I think not even from the. I think it's just from North.
Yeah.
It is funny. I do love it when you get stuff like that. The only thing is that I'm always concerned when I see people using clan tags in their name, because you never know if you're actually going to stay in that clan.
There is that, and a few people have moved around a bit and they've still got the net clan tags, or they have to spend 2,000 gold to change it.
Exactly. In the whole of Blitz history, I've changed my name twice. One because of a meme, and the other time to change it back.
Oh, well, there you go. I've never changed. I've changed mine once, and that was on the Asian server. So.
And of course, I'm changing it on my press account every now and again, but I'm pretty stuck with Kaman at 85 now.
I can't. I had an Asian press account. I only changed the name once there, so. But then I got rid of the press account, so there you go.
I've won for EU and NA, but I think I need to try and play Asia again. I couldn't before because my ping would be around 700 and not stable.
See, I'm the alternative now. That's why I haven't played NA for a long time, because my ping is totally unstable now on NA. So I get to play Asia more, where I have pretty good-ish ping, and EU, where obviously my ping is just as it is. It's not the best. It's 140, but
that's my ping on NA.
At least it's stable. Yeah. Oh, is it?
My ping on EU is 2030.
I'd love to have that ping. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's still the case, but the Dutch are really spoiled when it comes to internet. We've had the highest average internet speed in the world for a very long time.
I think I pay the most in the world and get the lowest.
Aww.
I tell you who's got brilliant. I mean, the best ping I've ever had, because we still got 2 minutes to go almost. I played the game in Moscow because my wife's Russian, so we went to Russia, and we're in Moscow, and I turned the game on, and I had 2.
That is bloody fantastic.
It was unbelievable.
That's going to probably throw your game off, though, isn't it? Because you're so used to playing with X amount of ping.
It did. It threw it completely. And it, 2, I mean, unbelievable. I was like, really? How come? But yeah, I mean, it was fantastic playing over there.
So, going back to the game, both teams are completely ready for Middelburg. Only Whoopsie is now changing things potentially, but we see 4 well, maybe not. We see 4 E5s on the Legion side, a Sheridan IS-4 and a T22 medium versus 3 E5s, a 215B, an IS-4 and 2 Vigors. Not killer though.
No, they put Kuma in the Vickers and someone. Interesting.
It always sounds so funny. Someone is. 30 seconds left to go.
But it's going to be an interesting. I mean, I've seen Win play Middelburg before in a third place playoff, and boy, were they aggressive against Asp. Yeah, and they were very aggressive and very interesting to watch.
Birthday Boy is not in the team, but he has arrived, so he's in the middle of the queue.
Oh, there you go.
Let's see, here we go.
Win versus Legion, what a matchup.
Oh, absolutely, love them. The only problem with this is after this, it's very likely that the rest of the games, I mean, of course they're going to be interesting, but they might not be as interesting as this matchup. So let's see. Legion focusing on the hillside. Win doing the
Win,
exact same thing. Blind shots
absolutely.
happening.
And here we go with the Vicars are both a win. Kuma and someone being very aggressive to try and get those early spots.
And they get them. Ooh, does take a little bit of
Ooh.
hit though. And now we have NG crossing over in relative safety. And he's now in the excellent missile spot.
Absolutely.
And there we go. First missile flying, but did not pan.
And here come the heavies of Win to back up. Kuma rotating out.
Yeah, someone is being very aggressive here.
Absolutely.
Followed by Lays. Win is just going for a straight on, not really coordinated push rush. But they're definitely
But this
there.
is what they do.
Lay's now in trouble though. Especially since he's getting tracked.
Someone there
Someone.
chasing down the Sheridan and getting hurt for his troubles.
Getting very hurt. Lost them. Where are they? There they are. They were right below my camera. I couldn't find them.
Lazy's gone down and Killer's in trouble now.
Yeah, someone as well, but Radicals is going to disappear as well. There he goes.
There he goes.
There goes Killer.
But they've isolated Whoopsie to an extent.
Yeah, Whoops is not going to be long for this world either, but Rambo's losing a lot of HP trying to take out Whoops. And so does Ollie. This is Legion's game. They have double the HP, they have a gun more. But it is still a funny game to see. This is one of those games you see pretty early which way it's going to go.
Absolutely. I mean, Gabe's gone down there. Rambo's about to go down.
They're ignoring Rambo now.
Oh! Good shot by Rambo into Vanessa Kate. However, too little, too late.
Kuma going to be taken out by Juicy here. Ooh, no, not even. Object 3 then. Ooh, that was almost a missile to the butt.
They're almost saw the missile flying in.
Yeah, exactly.
Object took him out. Object took him out before he got there.
Very fast game. In this case, I think actually that Lays and someone thought they were pushing. And the rest of the team didn't think that.
It looked that way. It did look that way because they were very aggressive down that flank on the ridge there. So yeah, when they want to be, they're a very aggressive team.
Yeah, only they were like not aggressive enough here. If they had all pushed together, it might have been different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sort of gave Legion a bit of breathing.
Itself was a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, they gave them a bit of breathing space. That was the thing. So yeah. Legion could consolidate.
That's always a dangerous thing to do with Legion. So now we see 5 E5s on Legion side. A T22 and potentially a Sheridan unless NG changes it now. Versus 3 E5s, a 215B, an IS-4 and 2 Vicars, and NG is now taking a T22. So basically we have an E5 and T22 team. I mean, the tank does work a lot. I only fear that because it's been working this much in this season, it's going to be nerfed. Oh, now Whoopsie's taking the sherry.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I mean, that's the only downside.
Or not. As in Whoopsie.
There you go, he's back in the 22. But no, you're right about the E5. I mean, it's been used an awful lot, and the danger is it will get a nerf, maybe.
The thing that I hope is that they're going to remove the fantasy consumables. I'm not a fan of those kind of things.
No.
Same as with the AGGMs. Keep the tanks, remove the guns.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Them E5s though. see.
And they're doing the same thing.
Yeah. No surprise there. We see some lines of fire happening, no damage being done yet. Whoops going into his spotting position. But no one's been spotted just yet.
The only difference is that Radikos has stayed right down.
Yeah, I think they're expecting a push through the city, and they don't know exactly yet that they're not there.
Zengi's down as well, so yeah.
He's coming around now. Whoopsie might be in a world of trouble now. He's reverse side-scraping in a spot. I think he's ready to run.
Good bounce-off killer there. Oof.
Oof, Juicy getting tracked. That's always dangerous. Object taking a bit of a hit there. Oof, Juicy. Legion losing quite a bit of HP here.
This is much better from Win.
Yeah. And unnecessarily so. I don't know why they're losing this much. They have a gun advantage, but someone is coming up behind them, so that's going to be very ugly for Legion very soon.
Mm-hmm. Zerg really being focused there.
Yeah, but that's also not a way that you want to drive your tank. Oof. Zerg going to be taken out very soon.
Oh, so does Killer though. But look at this for Kuma rushing round to try and get shots in. There goes Juicy.
Yeah, Object 3 not looking too healthy either. Getting tracked as well, which is also not going to be helpful.
There he goes.
This is Win's game.
Well, someone from the north coming round the back there has taken Whoopsie and Engi completely out of the battle to focus on him.
Yeah, and that's exactly probably what they wanted him to do. Radicals has been taken out. Rambo is gone, but there's only 3 not too healthy guns left on Legion side. 2 now. Engi.
Yeah, make that 2. Make that 1.
Exactly. Only Vanessa is left.
And this is what we mean about Win. This is what we say about Win being unpredictable. And they play their game. They don't get sucked into playing the other team's game.
And that's the thing here as well, because Legion expected them to do something different to what Win actually did. Mm-hmm. And then they pushed, thinking they had the advantage. And
Absolutely.
They didn't.
And we saw that where we had Engi down in the town, and we had Radikos over in the far corner. That's 2 guns out of the game. And then we just had Win doing what Win do best, which is taking everybody by surprise.
Exactly. And now we're going to Hellas, which is a very small map with lots of cross lines, crossfire lines. So that's going to be fun to see as well. And I'm very curious to see, because right now, if you lose, you're out. As in not out of the top 8, but out of today. The next stage is then you go to the 3rd place match, so then it's not over yet. But the thing is that for these 2 teams, it doesn't really matter where they end. They're in the top 8, so they're going to keep their top 8 position.
This is always a tough map, Hellas, at this level on the tournament circuit. It, as you say, it's a very small map. And there's lots of lines, and it's a toughie. It is a tough one.
I love this map in tier 6. I hate this map in tier 10.
Absolutely.
So we have Win now ready with 3 E5s, a 215B, an IS4, a 121, and a Vicus.
Oh, 121.
We have seen it once before in Desert Sands, I believe, in Whoopsie's hands, and then it did absolutely fantastic. And Legion is sporting 3 E5s, 2 IS4s, a T22 and an Object 140. A distinct lack of Vicus on Legion side tonight.
Yeah, there has been, interestingly. You normally get a 1 in there, but you're right, not tonight. Favouring those mediums without the lights. The only light has been obviously the Sheridan.
Yeah. But on Middleburg, the Sheridan makes sense because you can use that little
Yeah.
ramp hill in order to shoot missiles. Even though they didn't get the time to actually do that.
No, they didn't that time. They did in the first game, as we saw, but not in that game.
Let's see. Legion heading towards base C.
Same as win.
Vanessa going to cap base A probably, or at least overlook it. But
Look,
all
it's
of Win
someone in
sticking
Kuma.
together. Whoops and someone are going to spot each other.
Someone's good. Yeah, he's going to get those early spots, and he should be able to spot up the E5. Yeah, there he goes.
There he goes, yeah. Juicy going quite wide into the middle there.
Not expecting Killer to be there.
Ooh, Killer not expecting these guns to be there either.
Oh, big double tap.
Killer is not looking healthy. Whoopsie actually going up behind.
That's a good move by Whoopsie, that.
No, he's not actually going for Killer. He's going to help Vanessa. Ollie.
He's
Using
letting
a low
Zerd
HP.
and Juicy deal with it.
Zerd going to
Zerd.
take out Killer unless he misses.
Oh, no.
Well, Whoopsie takes him out. Object 3 is gone as well, though.
Oh, look at this over here by Win, pushing down on Radikos. Juicy trying to help out. Oh,
Radical's still alive,
Radical's
barely. Juicy
barely,
pushing in
yeah.
too far in response.
big roll, 500 into Juicy.
Radical's,
Laze is going around to get Radikos.
yeah, he does get a 9 hit in,
yeah.
but
But
HP.
Gabe goes down as well.
this could still go every which way. NG getting a shot in, but he's a one-shot now.
Was.
Exactly.
But now Ollie is.
Someone also not too healthy. We have Whoopsie using a corpse effectively.
There
Ollie has
goes
been
Ollie.
taken out now. This is going to go for Legion.
Yeah.
Too many guns shooting the same target. Quick snapshot from Vanessa takes out someone. Juicy's not going to make it, but there's too many guns. Especially with Vanessa
Yeah.
now arriving.
I mean, Whoops is on full health almost.
Yeah, that's going to be impossible to take out.
Absolutely.
Zerd might still not make it, but even then I have no feeling that he might even survive. There you go.
There you go. Vanessa Kate comes round and finishes the deal.
This was actually, Vanessa Cates played a very key role, even though we
Absolutely,
didn't
yeah.
really see him. But he played a key role. Running around. Whoopsie, definitely man of the match though.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, yeah, Whoopsie doing his usual stuff.
Yeah.
Being a pain in the posterior to any opposition team. But Zerd also doing an important job there with Juicy, pushing down onto Killer, and really taking that gun out so quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a shock for Killer. I don't think Killer expected the IS-4s to rotate into him like that.
That's the
But
downside
he
of
did.
it being such a small map.
Mm-hmm. And then with obviously the T-22 and the Object 140 of Whoopsie and Vanessa Kate being able to be on the other side of the map, the IS-4s of Juicy and Zerd, as soon as they took out Killer, were able to just change track and get into the battle against the rest of them.
Exactly.
So really well played by Legion.
Very
Well
well.
played by Win as well. It was good play by Win, let's not forget. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it was
not like it
close.
was one-sided. It was close.
In the meantime, Mercy's dream of top 8 are definitely over because Souls beat them.
Oof.
And they're up against
Ooh.
EG next Souls. And Veil and Raid is still going, so they're definitely in a tiebreaker as well, I think.
They are, yes. They will be.
So let's have a quick look at how those matches ended.
So APA did lose to Endgame. Endgame turning over APA.
Always like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm biased. Well, not necessarily biased here, but more like against people that use the 100% win rate accounts.
Yeah, no, of course, but I mean, Endgame were it's a tough battle
It's
against Endgame.
endgame.
Absolutely,
They
absolutely.
just snap their fingers. Thanos
But it's
reference.
interesting. It is absolutely, yeah. It is interesting to see that Vale in raid though going to a decider. That's an interesting one.
I think that's to do with the fact that A.
Oh, 2-1 to raid. So
Aw,
unlucky Vale.
yeah. But I think that's to do with A. Raid not showing the back of their tongue yet, so to speak. So they're not bringing
Possibly,
their A game
yes.
yet.
No,
Um,
not yet.
but also, Raid having a relatively new team. They have a lot of new players that weren't there previous seasons.
Hmm. Well, we'll get to see them in a moment because it's
Yeah,
Legion against Raid.
that's going to be fun.
That is going to be fun.
In 16 minutes, and after this, we have straight on to the third place match.
Yes, we do.
Shall we look at that specific replay from Ilias?
It's fantastic. The guys on who've seen my streams before will have seen this, but it needs to be shown again because, boy, is this a replay.
I've
It
never
is
seen it, so
unbelievably.
I'm.
You need to watch this. Seriously, it's just fantastic.
Let's see. It is a camper map, though. I'm always worried when I see a TD on mines.
You'll be shocked.
Hopefully. Let's see, it's still loading for me.
I mean, I can't get enough of this replay, to be fair. I mean, it really does deserve to be shown a lot, though. And
I
I
might
really
show it
wish I'd
again a
have
few
done
times as well, based on the result at least.
Oh.
Okay, I'm at battle.
Okay, then, so let's go in 3, 2, 1, press.
Oh, that Hori does look fantastic with that camouflage.
Oh, it looks awesome.
I need that tank and I need that camo. I'm using the X3 and X5 certs from the Battle Pass thing. Ooh, that's a
Why not?
very unhappy 1-2-1.
Incredibly, yes.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, thank you for turning up.
Yeah, exactly. He is starting as a camper game. That's always... I'm always meh for campers.
I know how you feel. I mean, you could say, oh, wow, he's just sat at the back but he does surprise a few people. It surprised me.
Yeah, we're not there yet, so anything can happen. I mean, I've seen the results. I know it's going to be epic. I just don't know what happens yet. Base being kept.
I mean, I've tuned with Eliasux on an Asian stream, and he's a fantastic guy. Really down to earth. Great chat.
That
Very
shot was
humble.
EK. He can be quite rude, though. I mean, I've seen,
Oh, he can be, yeah.
I've seen him on Discord. He doesn't mean bad. He's just rude at times.
Mm-hmm.
So we're 2.5k in. Oof, that's definitely helpful. That shot on the object 140.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what happens when you try and push a Sheridan with a grill behind.
That is never a good idea, no. Sheridan is probably going to die, but still. I mean, when I saw the battle results of this match, I thought for sure that was like Photoshop.
Oh God, no.
You just don't believe that sort of stuff
No,
is real.
absolutely. I played it the first time in my coffee chat, and I was like, really? Because he just sent it to me. He didn't say anything. He just posted it to my Discord, and I was like, really?
4.5k damage into it, thereabouts. And there's a battle happening at the base. Juicy eyes full butt. I like this. This is mainly how I play TD. I'm not someone to play. I'm not someone to camp. I just go forwards, which is it doesn't always work.
But it's like a true sniper. You take your shots, you relocate, and that's what he's done here. And,
yeah.
And he's continuing to do so. Resetting his camo, completely oblivious to him. Now he's spotted again. But there's not much that IS-4 can do.
No, he can't really move much. Tiny bit of HE damage there.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Sheridan is his only teammate left. And I like that he didn't like quick try to snapshot that IS-4 before.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's in a bit of a pickle though. He's in a good position. Oof, E100. That's going to hurt.
Massive roll by the E100.
Ooh, ow. Poor guy. Nice and very much needed high roll there. Grill missing is very vital here. There you go, snapshot on the E100, very well done.
Oh. Now that is a tricky shot.
That is absolutely brilliant. Jagdtiger shooting the ground, also very helpful here. He's actually run out of AP.
Yeah.
Now he just has to use that mobility advantage.
He's got a very healthy Jagdtiger to deal with.
Yeah. Oof.
They both missed.
He must be shaking so hard here. Ooh, that is helpful. Jagdtiger is actually making it easier by driving back.
Mm-hmm.
But now he has to be very, very careful. That bounce though! That is... Oh my god.
I mean, all he needed was to hit him. All he needed to do was hit him with an HE round.
I can understand the oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That is just 10k legit damage.
Unbelievable, that game. It's just unbelievable.
Absolutely, absolutely brilliant.
I mean, there were 2 donuts in his team.
Yeah.
He did 2/3 of all the damage.
That's just ridiculous. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Unbelievable game. It really is an unbelievable game, and really well played, Eliasux. He's one of only 4 players that have listed their replays on Blitz Stars to break 10k.
That is absolutely fantastic. To be fair, there's a lot of people that don't upload their replays to Blitz Stars.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
But still, most of the 10Ks that you see are either rigged or photoshopped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's a genuine one, and it is number 1 in the Hall of Fame for the grill, so you ain't going to see a grill played much better.
No, absolutely. To be fair, a little bit of luck will. Potato enemies do help.
Yeah.
But
and
still.
That bounce at the end, oof. That Jagdtiger must be kicking Wargaming, cursing RNG.
I'm kind of curious. I mean, I can't see it because Ilias is not on the EU server. But I'm kind of curious about the stats of the Jagdtiger.
So am I. Yeah, you can't see it because he's not on EU. But yeah, I mean, he's got to be kicking himself for that. I mean, what a lucky bounce. Must have hit the barrel. It's the only thing I can think of.
No, tracks. He got track damage, so I think he HE'd to tracks.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's just bad aiming.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I
Wow.
can call it bad aiming mainly because the Jagdtiger has German accuracy. You,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. They're very accurate tank.
exactly. That's one of the reasons I still love it for a Tier 9 TD. I haven't driven it for ages, but it's still, I love the accuracy, and it's a great tank still. I just prefer very fast and very turreted tanks these days.
Absolutely. I mean, but wow. I mean,
Yeah,
10K. Wow. I mean, it's just wow.
yeah,
But you're
exactly.
right. He must have been his iPad he must have been seeing like double the Ag
Yeah,
Tigers at one stage with the
absolutely.
amount of shaking going through his iPad.
I would be like shaking so much.
Mm.
I think
It's
I wonder what your thoughts on this are. Do you think the ribbons distract people?
I think they do to an extent, but I also think they are useful. To be fair, because they're useful because a lot of people don't know how you get these masteries, and the ribbons do help you gauge that.
Yeah. I mean,
But
like
no,
in
they
I
can't.
have them activated in settings for my battles. I mean, you don't see the block
Mm,
damage, but you do see the damage that you do, and you see your assisted damage.
yeah,
And I think that
which
is
is
it
what.
is helpful because you do know
Yeah,
whether or not you have a good game or not.
yes, that's what I mean. It can be a distraction, yes, but I think that they're a great addition because they do give you a lot of information.
Yeah. Ooh, Nube.
Mm.
Juicy taking the VK 99001P. That would be a surprise, to be honest. That tank is not the best tank.
It's different.
That's one way of describing it. Toby also being paid to win, taking the Super Conqueror.
NG going in that. Elysium going in that. No, come on.
Yeah, that's not happening. Oh, on the other hand, it is Legion. They could legit make it work.
Well, this is true. This is true.
But I would be very surprised, let's put it that way, if they actually did. Super Conqueror I
Yeah,
can't see happen though.
Toby does take that a lot. He has taken that a few times. In fact, Raid are really the only team I've seen that does take the Super Conk.
I think they're one of the few people that gambled for it.
Yeah, but they're the only team I've seen that's actually taken. They took two the other day on New Bay. It didn't help, but they took two. And was that against Souls? I think it was against Souls. And Souls really played their hearts out. And I think it was Souls. I can't remember who it was now. But they played their hearts out, and they took two Super Conks, and it didn't help.
What's the do you know the gun depression of the Super Conqueror?
What is it? What is it? I can't remember any degree. 10, isn't it? Or something like that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's quite. It is a lot.
So then
But
it could potentially work.
yeah, which is why they take it. I mean, it has got great gun depression and it has got a rock solid frontal turret, but it does have its disadvantages. It really does.
Super Conqueror is one of two Tier 10 tanks that I still need. The VK9001P being the other one, but I don't really care for that. I do want the S-Conk though.
I the VK90. I played it on the Asian server in my press account, and I took it out and got a mastery mainly because nobody else has got it.
And if they do, they don't want to play it.
There is that as well. There is that as well.
I mean, I'm not necessarily against Tier 10 collectibles and premiums, but I am against them if they overturn basically the competitive scene, because they're not available for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, only the T22 is in that category.
Yeah,
The other, I don't think the Super Conk is in that category. It's not it's not the Action X. Let's put it that way.
yeah,
And I mean, the Action X is a game changer at Tier 8 when it wants to be, and so is the Defender Mark One, and so is the Chimera. To be fair, but the Super Conk is not in that league.
exactly.
And And you're right, the only one realistically is the T22. I mean, let's not even talk about the T95.
T95, as in the E6.
Yeah.
Oh, that
It's
is my favourite tank, not gonna lie.
it's a nice tank, but you never see it in tournaments, funnily enough.
No,
And
that's
then,
because it's basically it's an E5 with cupola and without the fantasy consumables.
absolutely. So why bother?
Exactly.
And then, okay, Elysium is in a Badger there, but he's not playing.
In the meantime, both teams are trolling with the lineup stuff. With the
Absolutely.
unreadying and readying and switching out and switching in.
I mean, I'm surprised the Mark 6 doesn't make a showing, because that can be a good tank on its day. It never seems to make a showing. I mean, why would it when you've got E5s, to be fair?
In the meantime, we have Legion ready with an AMX 50B, a Vickers, 3 E5s and IS4 in a T22, versus an E100, 3 E5s, a T22, an Asconk and another E100. So that's relative mobile lineups on both sides, but the E100s can either work really well or really bad.
Mm-hmm. Especially on this map.
Let's see, here we go. I always find it funny because on this map basically every tank spawns in the same position.
Yeah. I was saying to the Asian guys earlier today, I'm taking a light nowadays because we didn't realise that our selection actually has an effect on where the tanks spawn.
Yeah. Same reason I keep using the black dog with the twister camo because I think it's fitting. Ooh, snapshot on Juicy there. Base C is almost being kept. I think Aggie, the birthday boy, is going to push base B as well. Not necessarily to get it, but basically it will give Legion a good advantage and they just have to hold then. But they have to be careful because they're seriously outgunned here.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Engie here and Vanessa
Juicy.
Kate. Looking at these ramps where there are 4 tanks against 2 here.
Yeah, I think the only reason they're not being pushed yet is because they don't know yet. Oof. Aggie lighting up some people. Whoops. An object 3 in the middle, but they have to be careful because E100s land big shots. Angie.
But they're taking some good shots into Blaster there.
Yeah, but they lost a lot of HP. As in Legion overall. They are pushing on that side. They need to rush these E100s to take them out.
Radical's really rushing in there.
Yeah, but the rest isn't there, and that's the problem here. Legion
Yeah,
basically miscommunicating here.
AD coming around to try and get some pressure, and Object 3 helping out as well.
Ooh, that shot missing is very vital here. Ooh, but then he does get
Absolutely.
hit and he gets murdered.
Oh, yeah. But
Object
Blaster
3.
should go down here. There he goes.
Object 3 is not going to be long for this world.
And he's
There he
not.
goes. This is definitely Raid's game, and I think that's because Legion
Whoopsie
was...
taken easily there.
Yeah. Legion was just all over. They got the base advantage, but they didn't do anything with that. Radical's taken out. Juicy. The last one alive. Face hugging an E5.
It's quite strange because Raid stacked their tanks upon those ramps. They had 4 tanks there, so...
Now they're destroying each other. But yes, overall, this was Legion just being all over, Raid being much closer together and actually working together. And I kind of missed that in Legion here.
Yeah.
Look at the difference in damage as well. Three minutes exactly for this match.
Yep. I mean, you're right. I think Raid just had it a bit more together there.
I don't understand. I mean, they knew that most of Raid was on that ramp. They knew that they had a massive disadvantage there.
Yeah.
Juicy peeked out too aggressively multiple times. And it just, yeah. Basically, Raid just swept them.
Absolutely. And then Radikal seemed to go in on his own onto the two E100s. And they just had the T22 just waiting in the back to put shots across.
And they knew that they had to take out those E100s because that was the only side where they had the advantage, but they didn't use it.
No, they did not. Maybe a slight miscommunication there with Legion. I don't know.
I think so. And instead of one auto loader, they're now taking 3.
Or maybe they're just playing.
Overcompensating is that's what it's called, isn't it? So we see 3 AMX 50Bs, an IS-4, 2 E5s in the T22 versus 2 E100s, 3 E5s, T22 and an S-Conk. I do think the S-Conk can work, but it's no E5.
True, that is completely correct. It's a good tank, but it's nothing to write home about. Let's be fair.
Yeah. But at the same time, it is working for them.
It's worked better this game than it did the last time I saw them.
Yeah.
But 3 AMXs, well, that's interesting.
I think right now they're just basically playing about. They don't need to take this too seriously. And now Raid focusing on base C. Legion on base B. With Whoops going towards base A, all on his own. BS13, for those that don't know it, that is Hasamat's side. Hasamat keeps track of a lot of data, and they have a podcast and they have game information in German, but also more and more in English as well. They're definitely worth a look at. The MX-50B's getting the header out of there.
I don't know if they're going to come round and sit on this ridge overlooking B, waiting for the push on B.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Vanessa and Object 3 together with Juicy. But Raid is not stupid.
Exactly, they're not even rotating towards B.
I mean, they know that only one person can base A, and they know that Legion can literally be everywhere. They're expressly not going into spots where Legion might be right now. And they're just basically holding. And I think Legion, this is what Juicy is doing now. I think they have to get base B.
Well, I don't think they have a choice. Look at the points. So they've either got to capture the base or push.
Exactly.
And now Raid has managed to spread out, much like Legion did.
Waiting for this. Ooh, nice track shot by Toby.
Oh, yes.
Juicy not fixing it.
Juicy's just trying to tempt them now.
Yeah, but I think they also need that base. There you go, because now he's putting back. No, it kind of is though. Look at that. Look at that. Raid is pushing.
Yeah. And this is what Object 3 and Vanessa K are waiting for.
But they're not pushing in the right direction for the AMXs.
No. Which is why I think Vanessa Kate's lost patience.
Yeah. Together with NG.
Yeah.
Because they need to be careful. I mean, their AMXs, they are very juicy tanks. Angie, don't do it.
Oh, good shot by NG there.
Yeah, but he has to be careful. 2 fully loaded E100s there.
And E5's rotating round towards them.
Ooh, that is clever, yeah. Zerd and Radicals holding the middle. Legion has the advantage, which is ever getting bigger. But they have to play it very carefully. They should not. They shouldn't waste their HP here. And I think that is a good move by the AMXs. They're being careful.
Yeah, I think that NG knew the danger there, and he's rotated all the way out.
Yeah, and now Vanessa has as well. Only Optic 3 is there, but he's unspotted.
And the E5s are making a play now. S1K.
They're going after Whoops.
Leaving the charge against
They
Whoopsie.
are pushing the middle. They want the E5s and Whoopsie.
But look at Andy come round onto Drizzle.
Oof, Juicy. Again. Being too aggressive here. Angie as well. E5's rotating around. Noob Eater is gone. Drizzle should be their next preferred target, along with Toby. But they have to be careful with Blaster.
I think Zerd may have to get Drizzle here. No, great play by S1K.
Yeah. Sick, doing fantastic work here. Vanessa going in for a hug.
Coming in.
Yeah.
There we go. But Playmaker now coming in to do exactly the same thing.
Vanessa K is still alive, but barely. He's not going to be able... Oh, no, he will get another shot in.
Oh.
And there he goes.
And
it is
Legion
1k points for Legion, though. They have it.
Maybe 3 AMX 50s do work.
I think the threat of them worked. Not necessarily the tanks, but the threat of them.
Yeah.
Because they had to be somewhere.
Right. Yeah. That was very clever gameplay, though, by both teams. I mean, you know, you can see what they were thinking.
And we get another tiebreaker.
And we do indeed. Oh, what despair.
Another tiny map.
Yeah.
Very old map. Let's see what they're going to take. I mean, there's no grill in the rotations this time around.
No, which is, in fact, there has been a lack of TDs in this season. We've seen the odd 1 or 2 here and there, but not as many as per usual, unless we're on Oasis Palms.
Yeah.
And then you generally get to see one on Oasis Palms. But no, there's not been many TDs being played.
But that kind of makes sense, though, because with the fast and mobile tanks being so much more competitive, taking a turretless TD is a big weakness. That is why you also see a lot less super heavies than we saw last season.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. You know, the buffs here and there over the course of the year have changed the meta considerably.
Yeah. I do like this meta more than the very slow meta, though. But at the same time, I like tactical gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Ooh, Noob Eater Toby is taking an STB.
Oh, there you go.
So we have a raid with 1 E5, 2 IS4s, 3 113s and an STB versus 1 113, 4 E5s, a T22 and an IS4.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both going for DPM over armor. Because this used to be a map for super heavies with E100s and mice.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've seen teams still playing E100s in mouses on this map. So, yeah, it's an interesting lineup from both sides.
This kind of makes me not necessarily expect, but kind of expect a YOLO rush. Because they're both so focused on basically DPM here with only a little bit of armor.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. STB probably going in the middle. He has the turret armor to make the spots without losing HP for it. And
I'm not surprised where Legion are going at the moment.
No. It fits them.
or raid.
Basically, we're going to have a Mexican standoff here. Only Whoopsie is off on his own, and that's mainly just to see where everyone is. I think he will rotate very quickly now. Crossfire happening.
I mean, that ramp there is very important for both teams.
Ooh, Legion crossing over.
Push
is happening on both sides.
That push.
This is kind of what I said.
Absolutely. It was going to end up as a brawl.
Facing off. I think here the E5s have the advantage over the lack of armor of the 113s.
Yeah. But Newbie coming in to try and give some protection, but OG is going to go down.
Yeah, Sig as well. The 113s, they don't live long, and that's because they don't have the armor. And there goes another one, and another one, and another one.
And another one bites the dust, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And another one goes, and another one goes. But this might just be Raid's game, though, because look at the difference in HP.
Absolutely, and there goes
guns.
Juicy. I mean, Whoopsie's got to get rid of Toby there.
Yeah, but he's missing against the other guns. And Zerd is not going to survive either.
No, Playmaker's got Zerd, I think.
Ooh.
Maybe not. Oh, it was Drizzly bounced.
Yeah, but not Zerd. There you go.
Oh, now it's 2-on-2.
Yeah, but HP-wise, Raid has a very big advantage.
Oh, absolutely.
And Whoopsie getting stuck against the rock is not going to help here.
And
they're not shooting the same target.
No. And I just lost the game sound for some strange and unknown reason.
They need to focus on the same guy, otherwise they're not going to be able to make it.
Whoops is trying to use the hit points of Radikos there, but it's not going to work. Oh, it does work! They get rid of Drizzle!
Yeah, but he's not going to make this.
No, I mean, even on 2-on-1 here, I mean, he's got so many hit points as Playmaker.
Ooh, it could if he bounces on Zerd. On Radikos, I mean, sorry, but he does not.
Which he doesn't. And now, Whoops, he's got it all to do.
He could maybe.
He could do it if he can continue side scraping off that dead tank.
Ooh, ooh!
Oh, whoopsie! Oh, not now, not now. Oh, is he going to get around? No! Unlucky.
Oh, this was so close, though.
Unlucky. You know, I have no idea why I lost the game stand up towards the end of that game. That was very bizarre.
The only pro of this is, though, is that we get Legion again.
Absolutely, in about 3 minutes.
But look at the difference, the damage by Whoopsie and Radikos and Playmaker.
Unbelievable.
Insane. Oh, room. Versus EG, that means that Souls is through to the finals against Raid.
Oh, wow.
So that's definitely going to be the end of Mercy's top 8 dream then.
Absolutely. Oh.
Let's see. Dynasty Sprill, another map that allows for super heavies, which we now see on Legion's team.
Absolutely.
I dislike this map, though. I mean, it looks like a panda, and that's what I like about it. But I dislike the map. Have you ever noticed that?
I haven't noticed that, but I'm not going to take a lot more interest in that.
If you look at the map, you have like base A, which is like in the middle of the head. You have base B, which is the chest. Base C, that is the belly. It even has little pools below and on the side, and ears. It's a panda.
I've never noticed, but I'm going to add to.
I'll just quickly show it on my stream so everyone can see it. Like, it's legit a panda. So let's see. We see VK on the other side, but not readied up yet. So not sure if they're going to use that.
YouTube keeps killing my game noise for some reason. I've got 3 minutes. I need to restart the game. YouTube keeps killing the game noise. I don't know why.
I have my
Very,
game noise
very,
at like
very
1%, so I don't really care. So let's see. Both teams still readying up. But we see mouse being removed, E5 being moved in. Kind of curious, because this is, again, when you see so many E5s and meds, you don't really know if they're actually going to play or if they're just going to rush.
Correct. And, you were saying, I mean, I'm not a great fan of this map, to be perfectly honest with you.
It's so tiny.
Yeah. And in a random game, if you're in a TD, then, this is a horrid map.
Exactly. And I mean, for in clan wars like this, tournaments, it can work with an E3 or even a Yege. We've seen both.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need mobility to run around, but you can't really afford to take mobility because you need the armor, because you can get shot from everywhere, because the map is so small.
Exactly. It's a nightmare map to play on.
They still have 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go, so plenty of time to decide on a lineup. But we see a mouse on both sides. We see E5s, we see IS4s.
I don't know if Carolade is going to... Oh, no, maybe, because Ice Cream Chillin', number 2, has dropped into 1.
The 113 is a fantastic tank. I just noticed that it's generally the preferred target because it's juicy and easy to shoot up.
It is, unless it's hull down. If it's hull down and it can't be easily side on, then it can be a formidable opponent.
Yeah.
It used to. Sometimes it does struggle with its penetration, but not at this level. Not with these guys.
Exactly.
Because
They will
know,
use
they know
ammo
where
where
to
they
shoot.
need it. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, and they know where to shoot. So they don't seem to have the same problem as mere mortals.
Let's see.
But it can be an intimidating tank, the 113. But you're right. I mean, at this level, they tend to focus them first because they are the weakest of the heavies.
This is something that I always been... I knew this, but it was confirmed when talking to Zerd. When you're doing clan wars, you always focus the juiciest tanks first. If you have the choice, of course.
Sure.
Because the more armor, the more you bounce, the less effective your shots will be. So yeah, but yeah.
That makes sense.
10 seconds, we see EG with 2 IS4s, 3 E5s, a 113, and a mouse versus a 2 T22 mediums, and mouse 3 E5s and an IS4. And here we go.
Gaming Legion again.
I mean, I like Legion to win, but I like streaming them more. Let's see. I like the camos they're sporting, by the way, on Legion side.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Don't really know what it's called. You have the
Joshua
white one.
Kimmich has got a great camo in his IS4.
Let's see. That's this one.
Oh no, I've still got this.
Okay. No, I'm talking about the camo that I lost them.
What about you? But do you get a glitch on Dynasty's Pearl when you go too high with the free cam?
What kind of glitch?
Where you sort of got lines of data coming everywhere.
I've noticed that in your stream multiple times. Not sure what it is. I've never had it.
I don't know what it is. Zerd capping B. Ooh.
Very cheekily. You can.
Or not
That's by the way, the camo that I mean. The camo that
the one
Whoopsie and Zerd have.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it was more like to troll, because you know exactly where all your enemies are with that. Both teams have a base. EG has a bit of an advantage though. So now comes the crossfire and the battle for base B, I believe.
Which is why Winch is in a fantastic position there in the mouse.
Yeah. Winch also epic mouse player in general. And we have Nicolate on the other side. So basically, even if Zerd were to cross over and try and cap the other side of the base B, he would still be crossfired. Little bits of damage being done to Winch though. Even though he's barely showing them anything.
It looks like they're trying to stack up down the side that Nicolade's on.
Yeah. They did just press the map as in near the spawn to get something happening there. And we have Whoops and Object 3 going there. At the same time we have Ice Cream Chilling holding that line as well at the back.
Yep. And now the E5's Radikos and Thomas. But Joshua Kimmich is there, just in case.
I think they're ready to push both sides, create a panic, and then focus on one side. We have Zud now moving in again. So Legion is now making a move. They're going after Joshua. The Mets are moving in. But
Joshua
they
a
need
bit
to move
isolated.
faster than this. The rest of EG moving in. The E5 is not doing enough. The rest of Legion not pushing enough.
Oh. Joshua surviving this. Big support coming in from Ice Cream Chilling in general.
Radical's almost gone, but they didn't push him. That's the problem.
Radikos
It
does
took
go.
too long. They didn't focus fire. Juicy is almost gone. There he goes.
There he
First
goes.
match definitely for EG, even with Joshua being
General,
this damaged.
look at General protecting Joshua here. What a fantastic team play.
And then letting him in to get that shot in. There he goes, but he's actually gotten Thomas stuck. Look at this.
Yeah. I mean, this is great play by Endgame. I mean,
Yeah.
that was brilliant. 3 tanks on Joshua there, and they've taken them all out.
They didn't, or Legion didn't push here. They didn't push. I mean, they were pushing, but they didn't actually push him, and that allowed EG just to swing around and help.
Absolutely. I mean, but great stuff there. I mean, you would have thought Joshua Kimmich there being completely isolated, 3 tanks pushing on him, it was all over. But it wasn't. I mean, he not only did he hold the line there, but Endgame lost 2 tanks for Legion's 3. And that's what it's all about.
Exactly, and I think that if the E5s had actually pushed into that road, it would have been different, because they got crossfired from more to the top side of the map, so to speak. Because they didn't push into that lane.
No, it's great stuff by Endgame. Rotating General and Ice Cream Chilling number 1 round was fantastic stuff.
It really worked. And now we see lineups changing both sides. 2 IS4s, 3 E5s, a 113 and a mouse on Winch still in the mouse on EG's side. If Carolade readies up in any case. Let's see. Legion going with 3 E5s, 2 mice, and AMX 50B. No, 1 mouse, 2 IS4s. It is always tricky to take 1 autoloader though. They can do it. I mean, it can work. But it's... Oh, there we go.
But he hasn't. But he hasn't. They favoured 2 mouses instead.
Yeah. And the mice can work wonders on this map as well, but it is tricky because they are slow.
Ooh.
They are slow in moving, they are slow in turning.
Saying that, Whoopsies said, no, I don't want a T22.
I want an AMX 50B, and I demand it.
And he's dropped back into it. So
Let's see. Again, worth noting that what happens here doesn't matter for the points and the cups and everything. Both these teams are solidly through. So whereas they will want to win, they won't be dieharding for it.
No.
So let's see. Here we go.
Oh, interesting move by Endgame here.
Yeah, all focusing on the C side.
Avoiding those mouses, no doubt.
Yeah, I think Winch will still go to the middle, but more to hold than anything else. I think that it is safe to say that we know where Legion's strength lies with this this lineup. And that's the tricky part.
Mm-hmm.
Base 8 is soon being taken by Juicy here, but EG will have an advantage again. We have the mouse.
All EG are going to do now is stop the mouses capping B.
Yeah. Whoopsie. Now starting his drum reload. Smart move. But now EG is pushing.
Straight onto Zerd. I mean, he's got Object 3 and Vanessa Kate in support at the back who are now moving out of spawn.
And unlike what Legion did when they pushed, is that they're staying out of line of fire from those other E5s. Zerd winning back.
Joshua really in trouble here.
Yeah, but so is Object 3 now. There goes Joshua. Now everyone is pushing everyone. Whoops.
Yeah.
Now on a drum reload, which is not a good thing to do, to have. Object 3 pulling back. There goes Juicy.
There goes Juicy.
Whoopsie is going to be gone before he can reload.
Zerd is in trouble here. Winch is going to come around and put something in the back. There you go. Yep. Oh, 700. Wow. Double tap. There he goes.
And this is, again, EG's game. I think they pushed, but because they used the building to their advantage. And they're ignoring the mice as much as they can.
Move. Absolutely.
Juicy tanks first.
Not much Object can do there.
Exactly. Angie now taken out, so we only have Vanessa Kate. General is gone, but it is 5 guns versus 2. And even with the mouse, you're not going to make that.
And you can see here, Winch is just going to try and face up the mouse and let everybody get shots into Vanessa.
Yeah. Ice Cream even going around the back to get some shots in, even though he's a one-shot. Even getting a kill.
And there we go.
And Winch now just hugging and killing Carolade. But knowing that's the max he can do. Radicals, I mean.
Absolutely. Not much else left to do. Great play.
Very clever gameplay by EG here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, when they flow like that, I mean, Endgame are just spectacular as well. I mean, both these teams, both these clans are just amazing to watch.
In the meantime, someone on my stream is commentating that I need to be more neutral in my commentaries, and we can see how much I hate Raid. But as an official commentator, I should be more neutral. The thing is that the fact that I'm in favor of Legion because I like the way that they play better does not mean I hate Raid.
No. Before, sometimes say, it shows that you don't like... Actually, I like all the clans. I just like some clans better than others.
I dislike the clans that abuse the seeding system.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I dislike certain clans for doing certain things. That is true. But I don't hate them, and I certainly won't go out of my way to pick on them because of anything. But I make no bones about there are certain clans I do prefer.
Yeah.
You know, and I love watching certain clans. I love watching Endgame. I love watching Legion. But I love Vale and I love Win. It's just the way it is. And that's not to say I don't rate the other clans like Immor. I mean, Immor, I used to absolutely adore Immor. And then I watched them during the spring season and they'd lost a lot of their former glory. And I'm glad they've got it back because they're brilliant. They used to be absolutely fantastic, and they're gearing back to that greatness.
They are.
So yeah, and I think that's appealing. And Souls are another one. Souls have always been a relatively decent team. They lost a lot, and a lot of people say a lot of things about. But again, Souls are okay, and a lot of people say a lot of things about Appa. And it's not because we don't like the clans; it's because we don't agree with some of the methodologies they employ. Let's say.
Yeah, that's a safe way of saying it. So it's kind of that. I'm a bit blunt and outspoken in that. I mean, for me, I lost a lot of respect for Raid when they abused the ticket machine
So did
in
I.
spring season.
Absolutely.
They can still play fantastic, but I commentate through a perspective. So if I follow Legion, I will commentate from a Legion perspective. And in this case, if Whoopsie had pulled it off, that last win, that would have been absolutely epic. That doesn't mean that Raid's gameplay was bad in any way. They were fantastic. And the thing is that it's not the first time that someone is saying I'm hating on Raid. No, I'm hating on Raid because they abused the ticket system. I'm not hating on this Raid because this is actually a different team. They've played cleanly this season. But that doesn't mean that they're my preferred team, preferred clan to stream and commentate on. And like I said, they're definitely in the top 4 for me. But if I had to put my money on anyone, it would be Legion right now.
No, same here. I mean, but again, the role of the commentator is to make everybody aware of what's going on, and that includes the good points and the bad points, guys.
Exactly.
No one's saying that people are cheating or anything, but the role is to be harsh but fair across all the clans. And if clans employ tactics that are a bit dubious, albeit not illegal, then it's still the role of the commentator to point that out. And why wouldn't they? It's fair. It's fair to point it out.
Exactly. And I think that that's something that people forget. And the fact that I'm not praising Raid into the sky, if you actually have been paying attention, I don't praise any clan into the sky. I will say that I love Win because of their out-of-the-box thinking, and I will say that I love Legion because they synchronize so well and they move very smoothly. But every clan has strong points like that. And like I said, when I'm streaming Legion, I'm literally streaming Legion throughout this whole bracket, then I will commentate from their perspective. If I'm following Raid, which I never am because Rip is always streaming them, I would do the same with them.
Yeah, and that does tend to happen. I mean, when you're streaming a particular, you're placed with a particular team to stream, then you do default to looking at it from their perspective sometimes. That's normal. It's natural.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, no, that's actually not something I can say on stream. Never mind. But every commentator will never give a 100 or 50-50 commentary. They will always be commentating more from the perspective of whatever team they're even looking at. Because if that can even be just which team you spawn. If you spawn with EG, you automatically will commentate from a more EG point of view. And just like with the last match. And if you spawn with the other side, you commentate more from that perspective. It's normal because that's the action that you're following.
Absolutely.
And you will still call both sides.
Yeah, and that's generally what you try to do as a commentator. But you do get paired up with a particular clan and you start off with them, and it's just normal and natural to sort of stay with them for a bit, and then as the game progresses, you move around to show everybody else.
Exactly.
But that's not to show favoritism. That's just the way that it works. Normal life.
Exactly, and I will root for the underdog, and I will root for the team that I feel made the most beautiful moves. And
exactly. That's exactly correct. Exactly. I mean, this is why I make no bones. This is why I I love clans like Vale and I love clans like Win because
Yeah.
they are, to an extent, the underdogs. And Win have always been an underdog, yet they don't deserve to be, but they're very good. And there's always going to be a bigger following of Raid or Legion or Endgame.
Yeah.
And when you get games like we've just had, which is Legion and Endgame, I mean, both of those clans are spectacularly brilliant. And it's difficult not to turn around and say, not to sound excited when one of them is winning, and not to sound disappointed when the other one is losing. But it doesn't mean to say there's all-out favoritism or bias. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but that's exactly why we analyze the game, because I will be disappointed if the team I'm following loses, and I will be excited when they win. But I will still analyze the game exactly as I see it, both the good points and the bad points from both sides.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here.
Absolutely. And if you watch any commentary for any sport, it's the same.
Exactly. But yeah, just that basically just had to be said, I believe, because like I said, I'm still surprised because it's always people from saying that about me hating Raid. I don't. But the fact is that it's been second time now, not necessarily this stream, but earlier streams as well and earlier tournaments, that people are saying something like that. And I'm then like, yeah, you're not actually listening to what I'm saying. You also not watched any of my other streams then.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a slightly harsh thing to say, especially on the second game on Fort Despair. You called very early that it was Raid's game.
Yeah.
Raid have won this, which is hardly somebody who's showing a sort of dislike towards a certain clan. And you're right.
Then it would be like, oh, I wish Legion would.
yeah, that would have been different. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if Whoopsie would have pulled that off, and Whoopsie was like tantalizingly close to pulling that off.
Yeah,
that would have been absolutely amazing.
Exactly.
And that's the point. And this is the thing at this level. I mean, the gameplay between Whoopsie and who was it? Who was left? It was
an IS4. That's it
was Radikos. So the play. I mean, both of them were. You have to appreciate. I think it was.
Radikos isn't in Raid.
No, but he was in the E5.
And
it was,
okay.
It was,
yeah, sorry.
So it was the two of them left, and I think they had a combined hit point of something like 500 or 400.
Yeah.
And I think it was Playmaker in the IS4 had 1,000 in something.
and they nearly pulled it off.
Now, that is massive. That's massive, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah.
And, watching Whoopsie turn a game around like that, where it was touch and go towards the end, I don't care what anybody says. I mean, you've got to show excitement there. You really have. You could turn around and say, oh, yeah, but Raid won. Yeah, but they won on the skin of their teeth in that game. That's
when they had the
point.
bigger advantage before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why these types of games are really exciting.
Exactly. I love it when it gets that close. I mean, I like it more when it's a tactical game that gets that close. This was just full on brawl, but still.
But yeah, I think that comment's a little bit harsh because, as I said, you called it early that it was Raid's game.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I will always commentate from the perspective of the clan that I'm actually following, and quite frankly, I feel that I'm of course I'm a little biased, but that's because I'm biased towards the clan that I'm following, because I'm looking at things from their perspective and commentating from their perspective. The fact that it's Legion right now, that's why I'm talking from Legion's perspective. But no one is ever forcing you to watch my stream, so quite frankly, if you do not like it, don't watch. It's that simple.
But the other thing that you got to remember, guys, is that we also watch these teams, and we also have our favourites, and we have the ones that we fly flags for, we root for, and that will come out, and that's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. We are spectators just as you are, and no doubt you have your favourite teams as well, who you want to win, whoever they may be.
Exactly, that's fine too. Everyone should cheer for the ones that they want.
Absolutely.
The only difference is that we generally do it more neutrally because we have to commentate for both sides.
Like
Just not.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not only calling out the gameplays on one team, we're calling out the gameplays on both teams. And we do point out the pros, the mistakes and the errors of both teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we point out the good plays on both teams. So, you know, we're not biased towards one or t'other realistically in that respect.
But we're never 100. Well, no, we're never 50-50%.
No.
It will
no,
always
we never
be
will
at
be.
least 40-60 or a little bit more than that. But like I said, that's to do with the perspective that you speak from.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So on that note, I thank you all for
Yes.
watching.
Indeed. Thank you all.
Thanks all the teams for the fantastic games that we had, because this was a really fun night. Massive thanks as well to Fujit for joining me here and making this a very fun night.
No, thank you. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure, just like the last one.
Yes.
And we'll have to do more.
Yes, absolutely. So for now, for my stream at least, this is goodbye and have a good night all. And again, thank you all for watching. Bye bye.
Same for my stream.